Portland will be the 18th team in Major League Soccer.
It's the City of Portland's championship.
It is great to be home.
Sports Sunday with Orlando Sanchez, sponsored by 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
What is good, everyone? Welcome to Sports Sunday. My name is Orlando, alongside the one and only Art Edwards. How are you doing this evening, man?
Hey, doing good. My Niners won.
Hey, that's a positive. You're up one from last week.
Yes.
We got a lot to get to today. The Seahawks with a rough outing against a division rival, a.k.a. Art's Niners. The WNBA crowns a champ. Well, we got to start with a banner weekend for Oregon's Pac-12 teams. There were plenty of questions about the Oregon Ducks through the first couple of games. Like, what's the team's identity? Is it really a top 25 squad?
Exactly.
Well, the Ducks rose to the occasion in week 3, showing us how they want to play and dominating a formidable opponent in 12th ranked BYU. Autzen Stadium was rocking, more than 54,000 in the building. Oregon's offense, cooking. The play calling was aggressive early, going for it on 4th down even. They picked up the tempo and owned the line of scrimmage, reeling off 212 rushing yards. Sophomore Marquise Irving had 97 of them things. That steady dose of ground and pound opened up the passing game. Check out this 50-yard catch from Troy Franklin. The replay, filthy. Bo Nix threw for 222 yards, made some good decisions, no turnovers, and finished with a total of 5 touchdowns, throwing 2 and rushing for 3. The last Oregon QB to do that was Marcus Mariota. Oregon delivered the knockout early, scoring points on 6 straight drives, and then the celebration was on, dancing the shout. It rounded to a 41-20 victory. It's Oregon's 21st consecutive home win, improving to 2-1 on the season.
We wanted to outrush our opponent. You know, I think that's a brand of physicality that we were able to show. And then establish an identity. You know, I think everybody in the stadium at some point probably realized what we were doing, and we didn't really care if you knew what we were going to do. You had to stop us.
I think our identity is starting to show that we're a physical, hard-nosed team, but at the same time we can get on the perimeter and we can make some plays at the skill positions as well.
In some ways, Oregon was kind of like an underdog because everyone on the College Game Day crew picked BYU to win except for country singer Luke Combs, who Coach Lanning saw and tweeted, "Thank you, welcome in Eugene anytime." The Ducks visit undefeated Washington State on Saturday. So Art, the last couple of weeks, they were tough to get a handle on this team. So what did you learn about the Ducks after this win?
Well, they're probably a lot like they were last year when they were playing well, where they're just going to pound the ball at you, run for a lot of yards, and then when they can need to pass or they have to pass, then they can do it.
Feels like Oregon has its quarterback, and I feel like Bo Nix really put that to rest with the performance he's had the past couple of weeks.
I want to know, can we bottle this edition of Bo Nix and then bring it out whenever we need it?
Oh, man, good question. But I think if you can run the ball, it takes a lot of that pressure away, and Bo Nix doesn't feel like he has to go out there and drop the bomb every play.
Exactly. I think it's like that for any quarterback, even somebody who's supposed to be a great quarterback. It's going to be the same way. If you can run the ball, it does take the pressure off.
And the other thing you said that I thought was interesting was, man, this also shows how good Georgia really is.
Yes, it does. Yes.
Because Oregon looks like a totally different team against top 15 opponent.
Yes, Georgia did give up a touchdown this week, though.
Wow, you don't say.
Yeah, it was only 48-7, but
I'm sure they're mad now.
Yeah.
Okay, so before Saturday's game, BYU honored the late Spencer Webb by placing a bouquet of flowers on the 4-yard line. The team also ran on the field waving an Oregon flag with Webb's name and number on it. Former Oregon Duck Kingsley Suamatia carried the flag. Really just a classy move by the Cougars. All right, Art. It was a special weekend for Beavers fans in the Rose City. The Oregon State football team took the show on the road to Portland for the first time since 1986, back when Providence Park was known as Civic Stadium. Man. More than 25,000 packed the house. The Beavers crushed Montana State 68-28, the most points they've scored in a game in a decade. They scored 10 touchdowns, chalking up 540 yards of offense. Anthony Gould was the star of the show, returned to punt 80 yards and caught 2 touchdown passes. Oregon State opens the season 3-0 for the first time since 2014. The Beavers shine under the lights of Providence Park. What a night for Beaver Nation.
It was fun. It was kind of unique. It was great pregame, getting in there, seeing so much orange and the place full.
Beaver Nation really showed out and brought the energy tonight. I mean, it was loud in there, and it was, it was an awesome experience.
It's bright lights, you see the Beaver orange. It's a little bit unusual, because I've been in this stadium before for Timbers games and whatnot, so just amazing experience. And then obviously, when you can play well as a team and come out with a win, it's nothing better than that.
It's about to go down, Art. Oregon State hosts 7th-ranked USC Saturday at Reser Stadium. The Trojans crushed Fresno State this weekend to remain unbeaten. We'll talk about the Pac-12 in a minute, Art, but I want to know, you were at Providence Park yesterday for this game.
Oh, yeah.
What's your big takeaway from it, man?
It was just, the fans were just so excited about the fact that it was there. I talked to some older fans who remember when they were kids seeing the Beavers play there at Civic Stadium. One guy said they probably did it every year, and I used to always go. So they really liked this idea, and a lot of them said, hey, we'd like them to do it every single year. I don't think that's going to happen, but you know what? It was just a festive, feel in there. People dancing and just going crazy and having fun.
It's electric to do it for a Timbers game. We know what the Timbers Army is all about. We know what the Thorns bring to the table. But seeing the lines on the field, the pylons out there, it was just a little bit different. And I know Portland State has played there plenty of times. We've been to those games before, but the way Beaver Nation did it made it a pretty special day.
Sure did. They even had some tailgating before the game.
Oh, how do you beat that?
You can't.
I know selfishly for us, it was just a nice walk down the road for us. And we could hear every touchdown from the station.
It was fun.
Made it a good time. All right, Art, let's take a trip around the Pac-12. Herm Edwards out at Arizona State. The Sun Devils lost to Eastern Michigan 30-21 on Saturday. But it was a better day for other teams in the conference.
Thank goodness.
Washington Huskies stunned Michigan State. Michael Penix with a monster game. 397 yards, 4 touchdowns. Washington wins 39-28. If it wasn't for a late rally, that score would have been a lot worse.
Oh, yeah.
Huskies are now ranked 18th. Michigan State goes from 11th to out of the poll. Whoa! You see that coming?
No, not that. No way. No way. Hey, Washington State, they continue their winning ways. The Cougars rode the arm of Cam Ward to a 38-7 win over Colorado State. Ward threw for 299 yards, 4 TDs. Cougs off to a 3-0 start.
Looking forward to that game out in Pullman this week. As we mentioned earlier, USC, the highest-ranked team from the Pac-12, took care of business against Fresno State, 45-17. Caleb Williams, another big day, 284 yards, 2 touchdowns. Former Duck Travis Dye rushed for over 100 yards and a touchdown.
And Utah had no trouble at all with San Diego State. Utes Cam Rising threw a career-high 4 touchdown passes.
Baller.
Yeah, just didn't 3 quarters, didn't play the 4th. They won it 35-7. Utah opens up Pac-12 play Saturday against Arizona State.
Biggest result from the weekend from the Pac-12, Art?
Oh, the Washington-Michigan State game. Washington just handling them.
Whew, what a weekend for the Pac-12.
Yeah.
I mean, we talk a lot about the big losses, but now to get a couple of big wins on the same weekend over top 15 teams, non-conference, that hasn't happened since 2001. Huge for the Pac-12 conference. And we've got much more still to come on Sports Sunday. Lamar Jackson on top of the world today. Then he wasn't.
No.
The craziest game of the day headlines our trip around the NFL. And later, the Timbers snatch a draw from defeat, where they sit in the playoff hunt with just 2 matches to go. We'll see you on the other side. Man, what a difference a week makes for the Seattle Seahawks in particular. After the emotional win over the Denver Broncos and Russell Wilson, the Seahawks played division rival San Francisco today. The Niners lost Trey Lance late in the first quarter. You hate to see this. Broken ankle, he'll have season-ending surgery. but the San Francisco defense still intact. They put a hurt on the Seattle offense. Geno Smith, not a bad day, but not like Monday night. Seattle managed just 216 total yards, turned the ball over 3 times, and Jimmy Garoppolo, he came in for the injured Lance, didn't miss a beat, completing his first 5 passes, one of them a 38-yard scoring connection with tight end Ross Dwelly, leading the Niners to 3 touchdowns. The San Francisco defense did not give up a touchdown. Seahawks' only score came on a return of a blocked field goal. Not much went right for Seattle, losing 27-7.
We really shot ourselves in the foot. Had some uncharacteristic plays here and there. And so, we just got to keep working, get back to work, clean up the mistakes, and then obviously just get ready for next week.
We didn't do anything like we wanted to today in the line of scrimmage on either side of the ball. We didn't deal with it right. We had 10 penalties. They had 1. We had 3 turnovers. They had none. It was just it's really hard to win this football game today the way we did it.
This is like a Super Bowl hangover for them.
It sure was, yeah.
What do you expect from the Seahawks moving forward, Art? The team that played Denver or the one that played the 49ers?
I think it's going to be up and down all year. You know what? You play an elite defense like San Francisco has, and I think they're going to struggle. When you play a team whose defense probably isn't as good, well, then I think they've got a chance. I mean, Geno Smith is going to keep them in each game. He's not going to make a ton of mistakes. They'll be able to do that. But when you have a defense like the 49ers that can just shut you down, 216 yards for an NFL team in total offense, that's not much.
So how should Seahawks fans feel? How do you gauge expectations when it's going to be this roller coaster of a ride?
Right. You know what? I think this could be a team that only wins 5 or 6 games, and maybe you're looking to the future and hope that you can get a draft pick that really helps you, either a quarterback or whatever other position you feel like they need.
There you go. Enjoy the W's when you can get them, like you had last week.
That's
all right, Art, you know what time it is.
Let's
take our weekly trip around the NFL. Amazing comebacks and crazy finishes rule the day. So let's start in Baltimore, the Charm City, the destination for the wildest game of the day. Lamar Jackson went off in the first 3 quarters, becoming the first quarterback to rush for over 100 yards in 11 games. He also threw 3 touchdown passes. The Ravens had a 21-point lead going into the 4th quarter. Then Tua Tagovailoa snapped, tossing 4 of his 6 TD passes in the quarter, leading the Dolphins to a shocking 42-38 come-from-behind victory.
Wow. Hey, let's do a reverse Art Modell from Baltimore. We're going to move west to First Energy Stadium in Cleveland.
I see what you did there.
Oh, yeah, hosted the Jets. Jets with a remarkable comeback in this one. They scored twice in 90 seconds in the 4th quarter to snatch a win from the Browns. Winning score on that Joe Flacco pass right there to Garrett Wilson with just 22 seconds left, 31-30, the final.
I didn't know the Jets had it in them.
Me
Let's
either.
take a trip to Sin City. Raiders hosting the Cardinals. Let's buckle up. The Cards scored twice in the 4th to tie the game, and that set the stage for overtime. Byron Murphy Jr. scoops up the loose ball, and there he goes! 59 yards for the score. Cardinals complete the comeback, get the 29-23 overtime dub.
Wow. Hey, let's travel to the Big Easy. Tom Brady and the Buccaneers visiting the Saints. This one got a little bit testy out there on the field. Yeah, in the second half, Brady, Marshawn, and Lattimore, they started jawing at each other. That sparked an on-field brawl. The game tied at 3. A couple of players got tossed out of the game for this. Well, it seemed to spark the Bucs. Jameis Winston, he throws the pick 6. He's done that before many times. Tampa Bay goes on to get the win, 20-10 the final.
I thought I was inspired by the Heroes and Zeros, man.
Yeah, that's right.
All right. Love that music, by the way. And did you see this catch? Lakeridge's Baylor Corbin. Go up and get him, my man. Okay, we got to run this back in slow motion. Keeps his hand on the rock as he's being tackled. We're talking focus, man. That's a touchdown, though. Lakeridge and Sherwood lit up the scoreboard. Bowman get the dub, though, 47-35. Wow. If you missed anything from Friday Night Football, we've got you covered. Our full show, extended highlights from each game, they're all on our KGW YouTube channel. Time to pick your game of the week. Here are your options. The South Salem Saxons, they're 3-0 and have a pivotal league battle as South Medford comes to town. The Canby Cougars host the Lava Bears from Bend. Silverton hosts South Albany. Both teams off to great starts, and it's Mount Hood Conference rivalry game as Barlow visits Clackamas. Log on to kgw.com/GOW to vote. Vote early, vote often. We'll be right back.
Here's Bryce, rolling out. Time to heave it deep. Throws it shy of the goal line, and that ball is tipped around and caught.
Wow!
Oh, that's a touchdown!
Wow!
Mountaineers win it! Mountaineers win it! Deflection, are you kidding me?
Wow. No, he is not kidding. Appalachian State, they scored on the last play of the game to beat Troy 32-28. The ball fell right into the hands of Christian Horn, and he ran it in for the score. Players, fans, they lost their minds in Boone, North Carolina.
I don't blame them, man.
After that win, it is your Toyota Sunday Sizzle.
Columbus just wanted to get rid of it but failed. And Moreno has a chance. It's happened again. Columbus have collapsed in stoppage time.
At the death, the Timbers, Santiago Moreno with an amazing goal in the 95th minute to give the Timbers a 1-1 draw with Columbus. It's Moreno's 7th goal of the season. The Timbers are unbeaten in their last 5 matches. Earning the point on the road was big for Portland. Timbers now in 5th place in the Western Conference. Next match for Portland, October 2nd against LAFC at Providence Park. Top of the table.
All right, the Portland Thorns, we're going to go and talk about them right now. Rocky Rodriguez, she scored in the 87th minute to put Portland up 1-0 on the Kansas City Current. It looked like the Thorns had a chance to go to the top of the table at that point, but KC scored on a free kick in stoppage time. We're talking like the 95th minute, and the match ends 1-1. The Thorns are now in 4th place in the NWSL, but just 4 points separate 1st and 6th in the standings. Portland plays Racing Louisville Wednesday over at Providence Park.
The Amazing Cree Portland Classic Golf Tournament wrapped up at Columbia Edgewater Country Club today. Andrea Lee shot a final round 66 to finish at 19 under to take the title. It's her first win on the LPGA Tour. We'll have a wrap of all the activities from the tournament this week coming up right after Sports Sunday, so stick around. We got one more block to go. Let's talk some ball. The Las Vegas Aces win their first WNBA title. They beat the Connecticut Sun 78-71 in Game 4 of the series. It's the first major pro sports title for the city of Las Vegas. How about NHL? That counts, right?
They didn't win a title, did
they? Didn't?
No.
Man, Aces guard Chelsea Gray named the WNBA Finals MVP. Las Vegas had the best regular season record, won the in-season Commissioner's Cup trophy. Asia Wilson was the MVP, Defensive Player of the Year. Becky Hammon was the Coach of the Year. Jackie Young, Most Improved. That ever happened before in any of the sports?
I doubt it. That's a lot of stuff.
That is insane, and that is how you shut down a show. Good night, everyone.